The league office may be trying to keep the footage hidden, but the story is already spreading fast across the basketball world. After the Lakers were crushed 131-108 by OKC, what happened behind the scenes reportedly became even more shocking than the game itself. According to insiders, Shaquille O'Neal confronted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander near the locker room tunnel just minutes after the final buzzer, and the situation nearly exploded into total chaos. Witnesses say the Thunder players were celebrating loudly after the huge win when Shaq finally lost patience with what he saw as disrespectful behavior from OKC. As Shai made his way toward the locker room, he suddenly found Shaq standing directly in the tunnel with his arms crossed, completely blocking the path. The atmosphere changed instantly. Security guards reportedly froze, unsure how to handle a furious 7-foot, one NBA legend who looked ready for a serious confrontation. Shaq stayed silent at first, ignoring everyone around him while waiting for Shai to approach. But the second they came face to face, the tension skyrocketed and the entire hallway reportedly went from calm to explosive in just a matter of seconds. When the two finally came face to face, Shaq didn't scream or make a scene at first, which somehow made the moment feel even more intense. Witnesses say he leaned directly into Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's space, stared him in the eyes, and calmly delivered a brutal message. "It's disappointing. You're too good to be a cheat, kid." The comment instantly stunned everyone nearby, because Shaq was basically accusing one of the league's biggest stars of playing a fake game. But instead of backing down, Shai reportedly smirked and fired back with an even colder response, telling Shaq, "The game passed you by, big man. Adapt or go back to the desk." That line completely changed the mood. People nearby said you could literally see the anger hit Shaq as his expression tightened and he suddenly lunged forward toward Shai. The situation exploded so fast that coaches, team staff, and security rushed between them before things turned physical. It reportedly took several guards and Thunder personnel to hold Shaq back, while Shai was quickly escorted away from the tunnel. Even as security separated everyone, Shaq kept shouting about how today's NBA has become more about acting than real basketball, blasting what he viewed as foul baiting, flopping, and disrespect toward the game itself. And honestly, many critics around the league have made similar complaints about OKC's physical style, especially when it comes to Lou Dort's aggressive defense and Shai's ability to constantly draw fouls. But according to reports, the strangest part of the entire confrontation was still yet to come. According to reports from people working near the tunnel, the confrontation didn't end after the Thunder players left. Shaquille O'Neal allegedly stayed there for nearly half an hour, still furious and pacing while waiting for the referees to walk by. Witnesses say that when the officials finally appeared, Shaq didn't even raise his voice. He simply stared them down in complete silence, and the tension in the hallway instantly became uncomfortable. Now insiders are claiming the NBA is trying hard to keep the entire situation quiet because league executives are reportedly discussing serious punishment, including a massive fine or even banning Shaq from arenas for a period of time. But according to the leaks, the bigger concern is that the incident shines a spotlight on growing accusations that the league has been protecting OKC and rewarding questionable officiating. What really pushed Shaq over the edge wasn't the Lakers losing by 23 points. It was the way Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was scoring those points. Shaq reportedly believes one of the league's most talented players has turned foul baiting into an art form, constantly manipulating defenders and referees to earn trips to the free throw line instead of simply playing straight-up basketball. A viral breakdown video that spread across social media only added fuel to the debate, showing multiple clips where Shai appeared to exaggerate contact, snap his head back, or trap defenders' arms to draw whistles. At the time, Shai was averaging over 13 free throws per game, a number critics argued was becoming impossible to ignore, especially when entire opposing lineups were barely getting more attempts combined. Shaq reportedly called it anti-basketball, accusing the league of rewarding acting instead of skill. And he's not alone. Even players like Jaylen Brown have publicly criticized the NBA's growing foul-baiting culture, saying the game is slowly becoming more about manipulating calls than simply competing on the court. When even respected NBA stars begin openly questioning the officiating, it adds serious weight to everything Shaquille O'Neal was reportedly furious about after that game. Critics around the league have pointed directly at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's playoff numbers, especially the massive jump in free throw attempts compared to the regular season. Normally, playoff basketball becomes more physical and referees allow more contact, but many fans and analysts believe the exact opposite has happened for OKC's superstar. Reports and online breakdowns have fueled accusations that Shai is getting calls at a historic rate, with some even comparing his whistle advantage to the peak years of James Harden. The controversy only grew deeper after statistics surfaced showing unusually high free throw numbers in games officiated by certain referee crews, leading frustrated fans to question whether the Thunder are receiving special treatment. But according to league critics, the frustration goes beyond offense. Many believe OKC's aggressive defensive style is also being overlooked by referees, especially when it comes to physical defenders who constantly push the limits without punishment. That tension finally seemed to boil over during a heated playoff game on May 8th, when Lakers guard Austin Reeves, normally known for staying calm under pressure, was seen having an intense argument with crew chief John Goble near midcourt. Sources close to the situation claim Reeves was furious after what he believed was another obvious missed foul call, and insiders say the conversation became far more serious than what viewers saw on television. According to reports, the Lakers organization became so frustrated with the officiating that team officials requested an emergency meeting with the league office the very next morning. The growing feeling around the team was no longer just about missed calls, but about a belief that referees were becoming dismissive toward players questioning the decisions. Even Lakers figures known for staying composed reportedly reached a breaking point, with emotions running so high that frustration over the officiating became one of the biggest stories surrounding the series. That JJ Redick's explosive post-game comments may have cost him thousands of dollars, but
this series, he gets fouled a lot. That doesn't happen. I mean, guy gets hit on the head more than any player I've seen on drives, and it rarely gets called, so...
Many fans believe he said what the entire basketball world was already thinking. After another frustrating loss, Redick openly questioned why LeBron James seemed to absorb constant contact in the paint without getting calls, while OKC players appear to receive whistles for far lighter contact on the other end. He pointed out that LeBron was driving into traffic possession after possession, taking hits to the arms and head, yet somehow ending games with very few trips to the free throw line. According to Redick, the numbers simply did not match what everyone was watching on the court. The NBA quickly responded with a heavy fine, but instead of silencing the conversation, it only added fuel to the growing outrage online. Many fans felt the punishment proved the league was uncomfortable with coaches publicly criticizing the officiating. Even former players and analysts began speaking up, including Kendra Perkins, who went on national television urging Commissioner Adam Silver to step in before the situation damaged the credibility of the entire series. Critics argued that the issue was no longer just questionable whistles. It was the fact that OKC's aggressive style of play seemed to come with almost no consequences. At the center of that frustration was Lou Dort, whose physical defense has become one of the most debated topics of the playoffs. Supporters call him an elite defender who plays with toughness and intensity, while critics believe he constantly crosses the line with overly aggressive contact that referees allow far too often. According to reports, that was one of the main reasons Shaquille O'Neal became so furious after the game. To him, it wasn't simply about free throws or bad calls anymore. It was about a belief that the Thunder were being allowed to play by a completely different set of rules while opponents paid the price. Fans would criticize,